Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 24 of my show, but this is about Episode 23 of Season 3. Now, Episode 23 in Season 3 of the original Power Rangers third season is Part 1 in the 3-part episode, A Different Shade of Pink. But before I start talking about it, I just want to mention, since we're on episode 23, that means, let's see, 33 in the main segment. Let's see, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 33 in the main segment, plus 10 extra in the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. That means we've got about 20 more videos left. We sort of got, like, not counting the character bio video I'm gonna do for, well, there is the character bio, so that's gonna take it into account, so maybe 24 would be, we sort of got 24 videos left of Season 3 for me to cover. I say 24, actually, I am gonna put it as 23, because I'm not actually gonna count the character bio video that I'm gonna do in, when I get to the ending of the main segment, and before I do the beginning of the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment. So I'm not really counting that one. So we got, like, we just got, let's see, 23. Yeah. So we got 20, 28, 26, 27, 28. 30, 31, 32, 33. We got 6. Yeah, good. 6 more videos left of the main segment, plus the extra 10 that are gonna be in the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way, and the only reason I wanted to get that out of the way is because I brought it up, and also, it's also because we were on the 23rd episode for this season, and there's 33 episodes in the main segment, plus an extra 10 in the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers segment, so that's a total of 43 altogether, so about 20 more videos left, for this third season. I just wanted to get it out of the way. Anyway, enough getting off topic there. I'm sorry about that, guys. Anyway, this is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 24 of my show, but this is about Episode 23 of Season 3, and Episode 23 in Season 3 is Part 1 in the 3-part episode, A Different Shade of Pink. Now, again, before I start talking, I just want to mention this 3-part video will also be on the last 3-part video I do in this series. Well, this will technically be the second last 3-part episode for this third season. I say second last because there's one more 3-parter that's going to come after that, but that won't be until later. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyway, basically, now, as I stated before, this is History of Power Rangers Season 3, Episode 24 of my show, but this is about Episode 23 of Season 3, and Episode 23 is Part 1 in the 3-part episode, A Different Shade of Pink. Now, basically, the way this episode first starts off is, oh, hold on. Is Kimberly basically looking at this newspaper. Well, that was in the previous one, but anyway, not looking at the newspaper this time. What's happening is she's working in the youth center on her gymnastics skills, and then Tommy sees that, and then basically that's when this man shows up in the youth center, and then basically Tommy introduces himself and he wonders who he is, and then he says that his name is Gunther Schmidt, which, if you guys remember back when I did the Follow That Cab episode, I stated that he was that world-famous gymnastics coach in this series. And then after Kimberly manages to finish her routine there, she sees him, and then she's excited about seeing him, and then Gunther Schmidt basically explains that he's looking for talented gymnasts in order to compete with them in the Pan Global trials, and then he'd like Kimberly to basically be one of the people for that, and then he said that he'd like to talk to her coach, but she said that she doesn't have a coach, and then basically when Gunther Schmidt hears that in the episode, he's a little depressed by that she doesn't have a coach, and so he decides to put aside some of his time to basically train her for the Pan Global trials and stuff, and then basically she's excited about him helping her out, and then basically after that what happens is Rita then hears that, and then she decides to put a plan in motion, which by having monsters continually attack. Well, basically she after Kimberly hears that, then it goes into the next scene with Catherine when she's in her Catwoman, and she's talking to Rita again, and then Rita explains that, so Kimberly is training for the Pan Global Olympic trials, is she? Well, first what happens is, before that, in the next scene what happens is the Rangers are then in the command center, because Kimberly needs to talk to them to mention about the fact that she's training with Gunther Schmidt in the Pan Global Olympic trials, Pan Global Game trials, and then basically that she's worried, and then Aisha basically explained that Kimberly is worried that it might conflict with her Power Ranger duties, and Aisha said that Kimberly's worried that it might conflict with her Power Ranger duties, and then Zordon saying that even though he did choose them to be Power Rangers, he would never take them away from such a thing as such like this. And then basically her friends say that it's okay, so she starts training, and then basically that's when this little training montage happens. And then after that, what happens is Catherine, who's still under Rita's spell at this point, but she will break out of it at the end of this first part, is telling, she goes to report to Rita the situation, and then she explains that Kimberly's training all day, every day, and then it does this little and in the previous segment of the episode I talked about, it was this little training montage that she was working on, and that's how Rita puts a plan into motion to keep her out of the Pan Global trials by having her perform her Ranger duties, so she has monsters attack the city once, and then the other Rangers decide that they should be able to handle it they shouldn't, and then, Zordon said that they shouldn't call Kimberly unless it was absolutely necessary. So because basically what's happened is the monsters are all spread out in different locations, so the Rangers are going to fight them, have to split up to fight them, and they don't want to call Kimberly unless it's actually urgent. But while they're fighting the monsters, it gets a little tough for them to fight all of them separately without all 6 of them there. So then basically what happens is Zordon says that Tommy says that they tell Zordon that he has to contact Kimberly, and then basically Zordon is explaining that he's right. But she can't, this can't be helped, and then because of the monsters attacking in 3 different locations, and the Rangers split up to deal with each set of them. And then that's when her communicator goes off, and then Gunther Schmidt hears it the first time. But basically what happens is Kimberly said that she's got to go, but then Coach Schmidt is upset by that, because if he had to put aside his time to help her train, if she doesn't put in her training for it, then then he will have no choice but to leave. And then basically that's when her communicator goes off again, and then he's wondering what that strange sound is. And then basically what happens is after that, she said that she's sorry, but she wouldn't be going if it wasn't, if she knew it wasn't, she wouldn't be going if it wasn't such a big deal, which it is, because her friends are in danger. She needs to help them. So she goes to help them deal with the monsters, and then after that the monsters get away, and then Kimberly then goes back to the youth center to go train again, but that's when the communicator goes off again, so she has to basically retreat back to help her friends out again. And then basically after that, what basically happens is after they deal with the monsters a second time, she goes back to the youth center, but by this point it's already 9 in the episode and Gunther Schmidt has left, and then basically Ernie is telling her that he'll leave the balance beam open for her, and she says that she'll lock up when she's done. And then basically Ernie leaves, and then basically what happens is Kimberly is practicing on the balance beam, but what happens is she's so tired from fighting the monsters 2 different times, that she's so exhausted that she begins to collapse while she's on the balance beam. And this is the part of the episode where Catherine is slowly getting broken out of Rita's spell permanently again, and then when she sees that, she's like, "Oh no, Kimberly!" And then basically she goes inside the. She wonders what she's done, and then she tries to knock on the door, but it's locked. Then she manages to go around back and find Kimberly on the balance beam, and that's when but while she does that, Rita's like, "Curses, it looks like the cat is out of the bag." And then Catherine is saying that what has she done, and then basically she looks at Kimberly, who's unconscious, and that's basically where this first part stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow for part 2 in this 3-part episode. But until tomorrow, guys, just please get this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.